What's going on, beautiful people? It's your man Wally, the Southern kid with the city swag, coming at you from New York City, baby. Happy Sunday. Today, we're going to be speaking with Travis Malloy. He is a Grammy-nominated producer and songwriter. We're going to talk about his recent collaborations with Coko of SWV and Zaytoven, one of the hottest producers in Atlanta. Take a look.
Well, y'all, I told you I was going to bring him, and he is here. Travis Malloy, what's going on with you, man? How you doing tonight?
What up? I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good. Welcome to MX Sunday Soul. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. You have a lot of accomplishments underneath your belt. Singer, songwriter, ASCAP award winner, and also Grammy nominated. Let's talk about your journey and how did all of these things come to be.
It's been an amazing journey. I just did an album a few months back entitled Faith Journey, which really just encompasses my walk. Just the process, you know. Some people like to skip the process, but I'm telling you, I've definitely endured the process. And it's been an amazing experience. I mean, I can't really say there's been a formula to success or a formula to what has happened for me. Definitely the grace and mercy of God and his will and plan for my life. And I just, now that I'm older, I appreciate the journey. I appreciate the journey. So many great things have happened for me. Just random stuff. It's random to me, not random to God, but random to me. But just, you ever find yourself in a place where you're like, how did I end up here? How did I get here? Right. How did this happen? You know, so been an amazing, incredible journey. And we're just getting started, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So growing as a singer-songwriter, producer, let's just talk about your creative process. What inspires you when you write or when you create music and produce?
That's a great question. What inspires me is conversation. Most times when I write songs, it depends on what genre I'm writing. Let me say that. When I'm writing gospel, it could be a mood. It could be me in church, honestly, just leading worship or doing something like that, and just creating on the spot. Or sometimes I'll feel something and I'll just go sit at the piano. But when it comes to R&B, it really comes from conversation. A lot of times when I write R&B, it's me and my best friends and my god sister talking about love, life, relationships, really dissecting it. It's so complex. Love is so, I won't say love is complex. Love is simple, but relationship is complex.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about relationship, there are so many different aspects to relationship that has birthed so many songs for me. So that's really how that happens.
Well, let's talk about working in the studio. Who has your favorite artist been to produce for or write for or sing with in the course of your entire career? Am I going to get you in trouble with this one?
No, I won't say who my favorite is. I'll say I've had a few favorites.
Okay.
And the reason I've had a few favorites is because God has favored me to work with some of my favorite people in the world, you know, from Fred Hammond to Dorinda Clark Cole, all the way to Coko of SWV. So just, it's been incredible. I mean, working with Fred Hammond was incredible. I think my favorite part of working with Fred was the stories.
Yeah.
Listening to his journey, doing what you're doing for me right now, I did to him. Just sat there and asked questions about commission and, you know, Pages of Life and all those legendary albums, Radical for Christ. And then working with Dorinda Clark Cole, I mean, come on, a legend, 40 years.
Yeah. One of the Clark sisters.
Right. So I remember just a few weeks ago, we were all, the world was watching their movie. And honestly, I was watching this character play Dorinda, and I was like sitting to myself saying, God, I'm so grateful that I got to be in the studio with this woman. And there's a movie about her life. Like, it was just an incredible moment. Yeah. To Coko. I mean, come on, Coco's voice raised an entire generation of the 90s. I mean, who doesn't know that voice?
Right.
Just to be in the studio with her, to write a song for us, and to hear her voice over something that I created. I mean, it just felt like I was listening to the radio in the 90s, just hearing her voice is so clear and so just precise and so beautiful and legendary. You know, some people, you don't know who they are when they're singing, but you know that voice when you hear Coko.
All right. So I see that you have an affinity for 90s, not only gospel, but R&B.
I do.
So All right, so let's go there then. Let's top three gospel. I already know who one of them is going to be because I think I saw you say it one time. But I'm gonna let you give your top three gospel, dead or alive, and your
Okay.
top three R&B from the '90s.
Top three gospels, definitely John P. Key.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Vanessa Bell
Okay.
Armstrong. And three, I would have to say, it's a tie, honestly, between Fred and Kirk.
Oh,
Yeah, I
all
can't.
right. I was wondering if you was gonna say Kirk. I was wondering.
It's a mixture between Fred and Kirk. So I can't pick, and I'm not gonna let nobody force me into that. But those are my top gospel. R&B, I'm not going to sit here and try to change it based on the circumstance, which we can talk about after I end it. I mean, after I give you who it is, but I would have to say R. Kelly in R&B has been probably the most inspirational to me as far as writing is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Jodeci
Mm-hmm.
and Mary J. Blige.
Oh, okay. All
Those
right. Yeah.
are favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you are one of those who are able to separate the art from the artist.
Uh, it's funny that you asked that question because when it first happened, I wasn't able to.
Okay.
And to a degree, I'm still not.
Okay.
It's challenging because when it first happened, or I won't say when it first happened, but when we first got wind of like the details of, stories and things like that, I wasn't able to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a hard time doing that because it's almost like, and this is not my story, but just making up a random story. It's almost like your dad being your hero, and he teaching you everything that you've ever wanted to know in life, and then you get older, you turn 30, and you find out your dad was beating your mom or molesting your little sister, something like that. It's like,
Right.
do
Okay.
you undo everything that you learned from your father? Do you undo every experience? So I always think of that random example and equivalent to the R. Kelly situation, because it's like, do I undo how inspired I've been by him all these years?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I haven't listened to a lot of his music since that happened, because it was definitely challenging for me, because I had to think about, if I had a daughter, and if that was my daughter, would I still be listening to him? A lot of times we don't take a stand until something personally affects us. But the truth is, his music has inspired me. Somebody said something really good on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I don't know Robert, I know R. Kelly.
Wow.
R. Kelly inspired me. I don't really know Robert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how I got to leave that.
Yeah. And that's an interesting perspective, because honestly, even in that, you can recognize that for some people, their music is a whole different identity for them. Not just the name that they call themselves in it, but just being in that music is a completely different identity for them. I'm sure you can speak to that as a singer, songwriter, and producer. Let's go back to Coko. Y'all did a song together, World Go Round. Let's talk about that.
So World Go Round, I released on my album Faith Journey, and it was inspired by that Babyface, Teddy Riley, that old school vibe, Bobby Brown, and I wanted that 90s flair. And, to me, the queen of the 90s is vocally is Coko to me. And she just has that legend. When it comes to R&B, she is the queen of the uniqueness of her voice. You know how like some people, you just know when it's them.
Uh-huh.
You know when you
All
hear,
right.
you know when you hear TD Jakes.
Yeah.
You know when you hear Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
On the radio right now, we don't really have that distinction. I don't know who I don't know none of these people.
Yo, that's real. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, guess who this is? And I guess about 4 or 5, he was like, you know what? They all do sound the same. So that's true, the distinction. I would have to say my distinct voice of the 90s would be Faith Evans.
Yeah, Faith definitely has that R&B, 90s. I won't say she has a 90s approach. I'll say that she was the only of her kind then.
Right.
Um,
Right.
it-
Right. Right. Right.
yeah,
Right.
she's the only of her kind. But there's just a uniqueness, a difference when it comes to Coko. She has that high-pitched soprano voice that
All
just
the way up.
hits you right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I reached out to her, and she was listening to the album already, and she loved the song. She was like, I said, "Yo, we got to do a remix." She was like, "Don't play, let's do it." So I flew to Virginia, and we recorded the song, and it was just incredible being in the studio.
Wow.
Because sometimes even though God has gifted me to write and produce and has put me in position to be able to do that with legends, sometimes I get a little nervous because it's like, how do you produce a legend? Somebody who sold 25 million records, you know what I mean? How do you tell them what to do? But she, as legendary as she is, she trusted me in the studio. She trusted me to tell her what to do. She trusted me to give her what I wanted. And I had to trust, God, that he would give me the strength to be able to produce somebody like that. So it was really, really, really good. Really good.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. You also collaborated with Zaytoven, one of the most fire producers out there in the A. Let's talk about your song "Got You," and what made you dip off into this gospel trap type situation.
I'm the guy that I just do what I want to do. I'm the guy that
I feel that.
I don't let nobody put me in a box. I don't even want to see the box. You know what I'm saying? For me, I just create, and whatever happens, happens. Everything in my life has been so orchestrated. I swear, it's amazing. I was on Instagram, just scrolling on Instagram, and some guy was singing a song that I wrote called "We Serve a Mighty God." And he was leading worship in church. He was singing it, and he tagged me in the video because he wanted me to check it out. And in the video, I zoomed in, and I seen on the organ, it was this guy that looks like Zaytoven. And I zoomed in, I said, "Yo, is this Zaytoven on the organ?" He's like, "Yeah, he plays for my church." So not a lot of people know, as huge and rich and famous and legendary as Zaytoven is, he's a church organist.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
He donates his time to his church every week. This is incredible. So the guy linked me and Zay up. We get to the studio. He was like, "Man, we got to connect. We got to work. I'm a fan of your music." And we just created "Got You" and put the track on and sent it to me. And honestly, I was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do with this? I never did no trap, nothing. Like, what am I going to do?" So I started putting on T.I. and I started listening to Future and kind of just see how they, how they approach it.
Yeah.
And I was okay. And I was just sitting there and was like, "No, whatever you need, got you. Whatever you got you. Need some money, got you." And it's like, okay, that's God for you. Whatever you need, he provides for you. And I literally just went in and just did it. Send it to him. He was like, "Yeah, fire." And it went so well at the album release party that I looked at him at the party and said, "Yo, we got to shoot a video." He's like, "Let's get it." And we shot the video, and it went viral. We're over 100,000 views right now. So just working, making it happen, man. It's really, really been an amazing experience.
Wow, that has to be dope. I mean, the visual was dope as well, too. The aesthetic that you had for the "Got You" video. Did you do a visual with Coko?
Not yet. Soon as we were prepared to do that, Corona landed.
Oh, Corona.
So yeah, so that's kind of put a few things on hold. It ain't stopping the grind, it ain't stopping the hustle, but it definitely put a few things on hold. But we got some stuff in store. We got some really, really great stuff happening.
Speaking of the coronavirus, I saw a video of I don't know if this woman had coronavirus, but she was in the hospital bed singing one of your songs.
Yeah, that just really, really, really overwhelmed me. I don't even have TikTok. Well, I have it now, but I didn't as of a week ago. And I woke up one morning and all these people were texting me like, "Yo, your 1 in a Million remix from 5-6 years ago is going viral on TikTok." Mm-hmm. And all people from all walks of life are singing it. And somebody sent me the video of a lady in the hospital with tubes all through her face and her body, singing that song. And it was just really, really, really incredible to know that something that I just created when I was broke, busted, and disgusted, as they say in church, living in my mom's house, just wanted to create something that would get some traction and impact some people that 6 years later it would touch somebody laying in a hospital bed, potentially, on her deathbed. I mean, it just it's so good. But to know that she was in there singing "I Love You, Jesus" more than anything was incredible experience. And that's what I'm about, man. Whether it's R&B, gospel, country, I want to impact a life no matter what the genre is. I feel like no matter what you're singing about, you could still impact a life. Even if you're singing about love, life, or relationships, you can impact somebody for the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Let's keep moving though. Last year, you joined the BMI family.
Yes.
How has that positively impacted your career?
People always ask me as a writer and producer, Travis, which one should you be with? ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and this is which one is better. And I don't think when it comes to these PROs that it's what's better. It's more so of who you have relationship with. I like to be connected to companies that I have relationship with. And even when I was with ASCAP, no slight to ASCAP because they have definitely financially been amazing to me. But even when I was with ASCAP, the people at BMI have always been so good to me, have always been so supportive to me. Shout out to Wardell Malloy and C. Barrett and Catherine Bruton. They've just been so incredibly supportive to me no matter what I was doing. And I felt like it was just only right to be where people are sewing into you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at that. I'm all about relationship.
Wow.
So it feels good. I don't feel like I'm just with a company. I feel like I'm with family.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm really, really excited about this being my journey. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. I have about 2 more questions for you. So with coronavirus, I know you know a lot of musicians out there, singers, who kind of have just hit a standstill. Let's talk about what you've done to keep yourself motivated and advice that you have to any other musicians out there who are suffering and going through what everyone's pretty much going through right now, not being able to have any gigs at all. Stuff is looking better, but they still have felt the dent. They felt the hurt from not being able to have that.
Well, when it comes to creativity, I haven't allowed Corona to force me into big projects. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is the perfect time to do an album and do this and do that. And it can be, but a lot of people are struggling emotionally and mentally. So I haven't allowed it to force me into that. I create when I feel it. And so I don't be up every day making tracks and making music. When I feel it is when I do it. But as far as stability financially, the Lord has been kind to me. As they say in church, random checks in the mail. I'm telling you, I've experienced random checks in the mail in this pandemic. And that ain't got nothing to do with the stimulus package.
Okay, it wasn't the Trump check. It was
I don't know nothing about that. I ain't get that. But the Lord has been kind in other areas that has just been able to sustain me and even help my family and the people that hit hard. As far as musicians, what I believe this is doing and has done and will do is to teach us how to save, be practical, teach us how to save, teach us how to invest and create other streams of income. Sometimes we get so used to things happening that we don't ever feel like a pandemic like this could happen to us. So I think this is going to push us into a place to be more wise with our money and creating other ways for your money to make money so that if something happens again next year, that you're okay. And you're not living from check to check and waiting on, your boss to call or Bishop to call or this person to call, that you're good, at least for a couple months. You should always be able to have something set aside to survive a pandemic. So I would say in your creativity, not just being creative in what you do, but get creative in figuring out a way to save. Get creative in a way to figure out a way to make and create multiple streams of income so that, again, if something like this were to happen, we're not starving.
All right, last question. If you had the ultimate dream collaboration, it could be you writing, it could be you singing, it could be whatever number of artists that you want it to be. I want to know who's going to be on it. What is it going to sound like? What genre is it going to be?
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Definitely want to work with John P. Key. Definitely want to work with John P. Key. I want to work with a lot of the new artists and the new art. There's a lot of amazing artists out now, like Lucky Day and her. And there's so many great people. But honestly, I'm a guy that like loves the people that paved the way for us. So I would have to say one of my biggest dreams is to work with Mary J. Blige and Jamie Foxx.
On the same track.
No, not necessarily on the same track.
Okay.
Do something with Mary and do something with Jamie. And Jamie, it doesn't even have to be just music. It could be, you know, entertainment. It could be television. But Jamie Foxx is like one of my idols.
Wow. Okay.
Growing up, they didn't call me Little Kirk. They didn't call me Little John P. Key. They called me Little Jamie because we both was silly. We both, you know, played the piano. We both, you know, sang. We both had big teeth.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jamie Foxx and Mary J. Blige. That's actually good picks. Good picks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you so much for stopping by MX Sunday Soul, man. Really appreciate it. Good convo here. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media.
I appreciate you having me, brother. You can follow me on Instagram at Travis Malloy. That's TravisMalloy. You can follow me on TikTok, Travis Malloy, Twitter, Travis Malloy, Facebook, The Real Travis Malloy, and YouTube.com/Travis Malloy TV. I'm out there.
Right. All right. We got you. Thank you so much again for stopping by.
Yeah, you,
Thanks so much. It's MX Sunday Soul.